So now we are going to draw the large intestine. And large intestine, you have to remember certain things. So it is a part of the GIT, but unlike the small intestine, it has no villi. Villi are not present, but we can see that only. So there is no villi. And the presenting thing is the crypt. You can see the crypt is present. And another thing you have to notice is that the number of goblet cells. The goblet cells are many more. The ratio is for every 4 columnar cells there should be 1 goblet cell. നമുക്ക് അങ്ങനെ വരക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ലെങ്കിലും നമ്മളത് മനസ്സിൽ ഓർത്തോളണം. Plenty of goblet cells will be present. So these are the features you have to notice in the mucosa. And muscularis mucosa is having no difference. Yeah. 4:1. And so the muscularis mucosa have no difference. And coming to the submucosa, we can see that there is no difference. And coming to the muscularis externa, we can see that there is an inner circular layer that is almost same as that of the rest of the intestine. But the outer longitudinal layer is having, suppose this is the thickness of longitudinal layer generally, at intervals you can see that there is thickened band of tissue that is called tinea coli. So these are the important points to be noticed when you are drawing the diagram of the large intestine. And we are going to draw a histological diagram of that. And you remember the previous diagrams of small intestine, and we can see that the columnar cells are striated, and intervening in between this we can see that there will be goblet cells, but they are very more when compared to other part. And here also we can see the mucosal foldings are there. So it is better to start with the muscularis mucosa. Muscularis mucosa should have a low parabolic appearance like this. And over which we can see that there is no projections for the villi, only crypts are present. So the crypt are coming downwards from a comparatively flat surface. So I am actually drawing the striated surface of this epithelium. So they are coming downwards from a comparatively flat surface like this. So one crypt, I can break this crypt here, and it is running upwards like this. And here I can draw a cross section of the crypt. So you can see the apical part is flat, not rounded like the villi. That is the important thing you have to notice here. Another crypt. So just like this we can draw many crypts depending upon the type you have left behind like this. And then we have to draw what? We have to draw the basement membrane of these cells, the basement membrane. And you can extend this diagram to the entire length. Then ഇതിന് വേറെ വ്യത്യാസമൊന്നുമില്ല. നമ്മൾ സ്മോൾ ഇൻഡസ്റ്റൈൻ വരച്ച അതുപോലെ തന്നെ then you can put what? The columnar cells in between the interruption of this line for what? The goblet cell. So just like draw this, and then you highlight the striated border by one more drawing like this. Then we can see that the part where the goblet cell is present will be also highlighted. You can highlight. Then put the nucleus. There is no need for description. Typical nucleus of the columnar cell, elongated, perpendicular to the basement membrane, you have to put. But at the region of the goblet cell, we have to put horizontal nucleus. Like this, put the nucleus. And I said that there is no particular feature in the submucosa, and we can see that submucosa contains the collagen fibers and arterioles which supply this, and the cells of the immune system. Sometimes we can see that the lymphoid follicles can be present in the mucosa. Mucosa is having lymphoid follicle, and that can extend up to the submucosa. Lymphoid follicle present in the mucosa that can extend up to the submucosa depending upon the immune stage of immunity at that particular time of the intestine. You can see that the lymphoid follicles may be there, and numerous scattered nuclei of the lymphocytes, fibroblasts, and other cells of our immune system can also be seen. Complete the muscularis external like this, and also fill the intervening spaces that is present in between the crypt with the connective tissue. Don't leave that space vacant. Then you have to put the next silent feature. Next silent feature is that muscularis externa. Muscularis externa, you put one inner circular layer which is same as that of any part of the intestine. So it is a plain circular layer of muscle, you can see. So full length spindle smooth muscle fibers you have to draw. After that, you have to draw the longitudinal muscle bundle. So start from the one end as a longitudinal bundle of medium thickness, or the same thickness as that of what? That of the circular muscle fiber. But they are interrupted because the muscle bundles are running in fasciculae. Fasciculae can be seen in longitudinal cross sections of this fiber. So longitudinal fiber. അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? We have to draw it in muscle fasciculae, leaving certain space in between. But remember that these spaces are filled with collagen fibers to hold these bundles together. So, and gradually we can see that the thickness will increase towards one end. That is the part of tinea cola you have to see. So increase the thickness gradually towards one side of the diagram to indicate what? The tinea coli. As you remember, the tinea coli are present at regular intervals, and they are 3 in number. So one of the tinea coli you have to see, you have to show in a section of what? The histology of this large intestine. So that is I am drawing here. So tinea coli, and then we can see that the large intestine can be covered with the peritoneum or can be adventitia, but for the beauty of diagram you have to draw a peritoneal line. Peritoneal lining is actually good for this appearance. So a mesothelial lining should be there, and over which we can see the mesothelial cells. Mesothelial cells can be there. Then put nuclei for all this. nuclei for the circular muscle fibers and also for the longitudinal muscle fiber and also for the mesothelial cells, you can see here. So this is the diagram of large intestine. So the things you have to remember is that only crypts are present, and the lining epithelium contains not only the striated columnar epithelium but also large number of goblet cells. The proportion is about 4:1. Then the lamina propria is having lymphoid follicles sometimes, and depending upon the immunity stage of that particular part of the large intestine, this lymphoid follicle can proliferate and can extend up to the submucosa. The muscularis mucosa is circular layer and it's comparatively featureless. And in the submucosa also we can see the usual things we can see in other part of the intestine. And coming to the muscularis externa, circular layer having no particular feature, that is a ordinary circular layer, and the longitudinal layer is having periodic thickening, that is called tinea coli. So you have to indicate a part of the muscularis externa, the longitudinal layer, as a thickened part for the tinea coli. So these are the crypt, this is lymphoid follicle, this is muscularis mucosa, this is submucosa, and this is the muscularis externa inner circular layer, and this is muscularis externa outer longitudinal layer, and this is tinea coli.